Every person is different, and I think Kevin Heller is going to tell us on his extremity consulting program and some of the personality tests that he's done, how effective that can be. Is Bill still on the phone?
I believe so.
Bill, are you still there?
Nice.
I lost Bill.
Shame.
Bill. How about Kevin?
But we gained to Kevin.
Kevin, are you on the show already, buddy?
I'm here.
Kevin!
Kevin!
I'm sorry.
Some real substance.
Everybody is so happy to hear you because Bill was, I don't know what the third T was going to be, Kevin, but I
have a guess.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I'm sure you do.
I was really nervous about what Brother Bill was going to do. And I have him on because I think that he is enlightening and entertaining, but he's a little bit unpredictable. Unlike you, my dear friend. Listen, Kevin Heller, I got to tell one quick story about Kevin Heller. Kevin Heller, before we get going, has been doing magic since he was 14. He got the magic bug when he was actually 5. He bought a 50-cent book. He's been doing magic on TV in Branson, Missouri, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. I love that place.
Big
Been there,
time.
yeah, great.
Big time.
Nashville. I mean, this is the real deal. Manchester graduate. He went to college at the same place I went. Yeah.
You're kidding. Didn't know him. You didn't know him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Liberal arts school,
We're
right?
both liberal arts students.
Yeah, that's right.
absolutely.
And you ended up on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Well, I was out
Interesting.
there wondering why he was out. He wanted a nuclear-free zone back in 1983, which I had no idea what he was doing out
I
there.
wasn't born yet.
And
I
I'm
was
like,
actually paying attention when we were in school.
yeah.
Oh, Heller.
I was on the football field and he was, I don't know, protesting. I don't know that. I'm joking. Back when protesting was fun, right, Kevin?
Right.
He's done many lectures, selling books and DVDs. He's been in sales, more importantly, for 30 years.
Wow.
And so Kevin has built companies, he's led companies, he's sold, he's just done a lot of things, and I want him to talk about those things. But I find it a bit ironic when we talk about sales, and you got a guy who's done it and lived it his whole life, all right? And he mixes it with magic. What a better combination could you have as far as a metaphor and the way things are done? So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself. When I say, what's your story, Kevin? Because I want to understand, give these viewers a quick lesson on where you grew up and why you're who you are, and then let's dive into some of the things by the time of the end of the show. I want to really plug your consulting company, Extremity Consulting, and find out what you can do for us and other people.
Okay. Well, I grew up not far from you. I actually grew up on Big Turkey Lake in northern Indiana. So I grew up eating bluegills and potatoes 3 nights a week.
Yes, you were.
And yeah, went to a little school called Prairie
Did you say you beat bluegills?
We eat bluegills.
Yeah, I caught bluegills, red ear. A lot of people don't even know what that is. I love it.
Great little fish.
Yeah,
Put a little batter on it, throw it in the fryer, and it's great. So, went to a little school called Prairie Heights, which was about 20 miles from where Todd went to school in Angola. And I actually was fortunate, Todd and I were fortunate enough to go to school at a time when kids from opposing schools were actually friends.
Yeah.
And I say that to my kids now, and they're like, why? Why would you do that? And so I still haven't brought them over to the dark side, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've always been a little bit of an entrepreneur my whole life. The whole lawn mowing thing. I had tons of mowers, and I sold brooms at the Shipshewana Flea Market, which is like the second largest flea market in the nation. And when I was 13 and 14 years old, and just always wanted to be a salesman, ended up at Manchester College, ended up in the printing business. When I was at Manchester, I worked in the college print shop. I ran cross country and track.
30 years in the print company, that says something, especially in this day and age, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, actually 35 years, if you consider I started running a printing press when I was 16 years old, and so a little crazy. I just kind of had ink running in my veins, but always was intrigued by the sales side. When a print job would come to me, I would look at it and I would be like, wow, I wonder who sold this. I wish I could go out and be the guy who's selling this stuff. And ultimately, I became the guy who was selling it, and started my own printing company. And eventually, through the 90s, ended up with 3 printing companies. completely sold out in late 2000s when everything went digital. I had a huge decision to make. Do I go and make this huge investment, take this risk, go digital in this little rural area, or do I sell to somebody who thinks they're going to take it there? And I sold to someone else who is no longer in business. But from there, I went to work for Fortune 500 as a national account director, and I became their corporate sales trainer.
All right.
And training.
Interesting.
So the company was called Standard Register.
Okay.
And they're no longer in business. Not my fault.
yeah.
That
qualifier. Right.
Footnote that, Kevin. We appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, you'll see that in my book. But not my fault. But anyway, in the process of, and Todd and I talked about this several times, in the process of being a sales trainer, as a sales trainer, I ended up learning more, if not as much, if not more, as the people that I was training. And I trained a couple thousand salespeople. I trained customer service people. Left there in 2007 and went to work for a small family-owned company and helped them quadruple their sales over a period of 10 years, build a sales organization there.
And so all along, you're doing all this stuff, and all along, you're doing magic too.
Yes.
So
yes, at one time, more than 100 shows a year.
Wow. At the same time that you're selling and building these organizations. Wow. So let me ask you this, Kevin, and we're going to get into all your certifications and obviously the last section of the show, which is roughly 3 minutes from now. You don't have the luxury of a clock. We're going to talk about extremity consulting and how you can help people. And I want you to dive into the 5 T's. We discussed this a little bit prior to we got a lot of stuff going on over there with Rachel. We've discussed the 5 T's, and I'm really curious on the personality traits and how to sell and how to hire people, and I want to dive into that on the last section. But your magic show in Nashville and the traveling and all the things that you have going along with that, how does that blend in with your successful sales career? How would you parallel those two things?
Well, fortunately, for about the last 15 years, I've been a virtual employee. I travel a lot around the country working with their salespeople. And as a virtual person, I work from home.
Who would I give the
home
donut
office. And so,
hey, what's that? Hey, is that you? Is that you?
That's Brother Bill was in the background there.
Brother Bill needs to hang up his phone. Is that what's going on?
Probably so.
Hey, I'm sorry, Kevin. Bill Clinton, you never know what's going to happen to that guy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So there have been times when, for example, I've had, multi-day fair and festival contracts where I'm doing 3 shows a day. Well, those shows will start at about 6 o'clock at night and end at about 10 o'clock. And inside of that 4 hours, I'll get 3 shows in. But during the day, I'm in my hotel room. I got my laptop up. I got my headphones on. I'm doing webinars. I'm doing, I'm working. Actually, jumped in a car and drove 100 miles to attend a fundraising golf outing in the middle of the day, made it back in time to walk out on stage and do the show. I've always found it kind of interesting that when I walk out on the show, people are sitting in the audience, applauding, having fun, because it's a really fun show. And I'm kind of laughing to myself on the inside. These people have no idea where I was just 15 minutes ago.
But tell me how the magic parallels sales. I mean, what do you like more, the magic or actually out there selling and building companies? Tell me how one of your.
I love them both equally. Here's why. I lecture to a lot of magicians about the business of magic and about business in general. And when you walk out on that stage, you're a salesman.
Right.
I mean, I don't care what kind of entertainment industry you're in. When you walk out on that stage, you are selling your entertainment value. You're selling your value to the audience. Just like in a sales call, you want to stay as long as you can. You want that audience to stay as long as you can possibly get them to stay, hopefully to the end of the show, of course. So you're selling yourself. That's where the similarities really come into play.
So magic, sales, it's all an intertwined situation, and you have mastered the art of magicianry. Is that a word, magicianry?
I don't think I've ever actually heard the word before.
Well, you know what?
That's a
That's a Republican word for Kevin Heller, magicianry. you can use
Oh, I
that.
thought you were going to say a Republican word for the first Donald Trump's first 100 days.
Yes, first 100.
A
Hey,
magic trick.
You're going to make that monologue next week for sure. We're going to take a break here, America. And Kevin Heller is going to be back, and we're going to dive into personality traits. We're going to dive into some fun political talk, and we're going to also dive into the wackiest sales things that have ever happened to Kevin Heller.